Do you want to boost your self-worth? How do you start believing that you're worth of all the good things, abundance, love, money? Are you tired of always trying to make everyone around you comfortable while you neglect your own needs, emotions, and boundaries? Are you missing out on your highest potential because you do not have the best relationship with yourself? What do you do if people around you do not see your worth? And how does it look like when you know your worth? You're gonna find out answers to all those questions in this video, so if you want to elevate your self-worth, stay tuned. The first question is, what is self-worth? It's a sense of one's own value as a human being. Knowing your worth directly impacts the quality of your life. And the more you value yourself, the easier the experience on this earth will get for you. Why? Because when you value yourself, you set boundaries. You don't allow people who do not resonate with you, who cross the boundaries, into your circle. You take care of yourself and you respect your needs. And also, if you know your worth, you don't undersell yourself. What does it mean? When you undersell yourself, it means that you are aiming for something less than what you would truly deserve. For example, if you would go for a relationship and the guy is just not matching your standards, but you're underselling yourself because you keep feeding yourself those stories like, I'm not good enough, like I have too high standards, I want too much, I'm too picky. This is exactly when you are underselling yourself. So if you thought you have low value your whole life, is it too late to change? Never ever. Never ever. You can, like this, turn everything around. You can decide today that you're gonna work on self-worth, your value, and that you're gonna increase it. And I promise to you that if you do that, your life is gonna turn around in multiple areas of your life, because essentially your life evolves based on how you value yourself, what you go for, what your habits are. And if you don't value yourself, all of those things are affected. So let's get into it. How do you increase the self-value? Self-worth tip number 1. You need to stop criticizing yourself. You have this narrative in your head that you're bad, you're not enough, you are not perfect, whatever it is. When you criticize yourself verbally in front of other people, you are decreasing your value and you are setting in the program in your mind that you are not enough and that your value is not high. And the first thing is, when you control your mouth, when you control how you speak about yourself, even when you're alone, how do you speak about yourself when you make a mistake? Are you calling yourself stupid, dumb, you always ruin things? That is exactly what you want to turn around. You want to speak about yourself nicely, in a nice way. And at first, it might seem a little bit like icky, it feels weird and not really natural, so to say. But the more you practice, the more it becomes habit and the more this program is going to settle in to your brain. The second step is that you're going to change your thoughts. But this goes after you change how you speak, because changing your thoughts is obviously harder. You need to go a bit deeper, you need to catch them better, and that's a whole different video that I could do. So if you're interested in this, and I'm so excited about this topic as well, leave me a comment below and I will make a video about it. Another thing is, if someone compliments you, accept that damn compliment. Why are you trying to lower what was said? Just accept it, say thank you, or don't say anything and leave it be. And a book that I would highly recommend in connection to this topic is A Complaint-Free World. Beautiful book, simply written. Self-worth tip number 2. It's very connected to the previous point. But if you speak about yourself badly, what are you focusing on? Because the way how you think about world, you setting a filter in your brain, what you focus on. That's essentially like if I'm gonna tell you, focus on red cars, all of a sudden you're gonna see so much more of them. You're gonna see red cars everywhere. So when you're focusing on your negative traits, on what went wrong, on how you ruined something, how you fail, what are you gonna be searching for around all the time, constantly? Because your brain is just trying to confirm this filter of yours. So if you're gonna focus on your failures, on your mistakes, then this is exactly what you're gonna be intaking. How about you turn it over? How about you start focusing on your wins, on your good qualities? What are your strengths? Because that's exactly when you're gonna start seeing more of those. And the thing about this is that you want to overweigh the negative thoughts with the positive ones, because then you are on the positive side, and then it's much easier to go more and to actually feel more worthy, because you're on the positive side of the spectrum, not spiraling down with the negative thoughts, what you failed in and what you did wrong. So I want you to celebrate the smallest wins of every single day. If you set the intention, I'm gonna eat a healthy breakfast this morning, and you do it, oh my God, celebrate yourself that you did this habit, that you stuck to what you promised yourself to do. Every single small win counts. You have to celebrate yourself more, because how often do you celebrate yourself? I bet that even when you do something that is super amazing, big accomplishment, you're like, it doesn't even matter, it's not that big of a deal. I bet you do something like that. I was doing that as well. I was not able to recognize my wins, and I was focusing constantly on failures because I was such a perfectionist. I was undermining myself constantly. I was never focusing on what I actually did correctly. So start focusing on the smallest wins. And if you want to take it a step further, start having a win journal. It's like a gratitude journal, but you write down your wins. So it kind of like, it's visual now, and you see. If you don't want another notebook, just do Excel sheet. It doesn't really matter. You need to see the overview of your accomplishments, because then it's gonna convince you, I'm actually good. I'm actually doing things well. I'm accomplishing a lot. Self-worth tip number 3, and this is exactly what I love to do when I was increasing my self-worth, when I was working on this concept, is to sit in meditation and parent myself. Be that gentle parent, be that loving parent, be that parent that acknowledges all your wins, all your beautiful characteristics, everything what you do nicely. Be there for yourself. How often are you really there for yourself? You're betraying yourself constantly. You're just throwing dirt on yourself. Like, you are so not nice to yourself. So how do you expect to have high self-value? If you learn how to speak with yourself inside gently, you gonna win. That's when I saw the biggest turnover. When I learned how to speak with myself gently. And you know what helped? Watching gentle parenting content on social media. When I saw how those parents handle their kids, how they speak with them, how gentle they are with them, how they acknowledge their emotions. And then I used the same lingo when I was in this meditation, when I was the parent and my inner child at the same time. And I was just super gentle with myself. And this doesn't necessarily have to be a parent. It can be some kind of role model, some leading figure. You can do whatever fits you. But this gentle parenting stuff, it worked wonders for me. And I highly recommend doing something like that. Not wanting to take up too much space and not wanting to be too much. Hello to the people-pleasing land. I feel you. When you're trying to make yourself smaller so that other people do not feel uncomfortable, that's exactly the moment when you're betraying yourself. Why are you not taking up space? What are you afraid of? Why is it so uncomfortable? Why do all people's emotions matter, but not yours? Like, why everyone around you in the circle, why are they important and not you? Who is meeting your needs? You literally take care of everyone, but you forget about yourself constantly. And that is definitely not increasing this self-value, self-worth inside of yourself. And you compromise your true self. You are always trying to read everyone's face, everyone's mood to fit their expectations of you. So I have a very good question. Actually, journal it, think about it. Why are you compromising your true self? It's a very good question. Why is it like so difficult to acknowledge that you deserve to take up space. Because you do, by default. And by the way, this act, not being a people pleaser and taking care of your needs first, it's not selfish. And I'm gonna prove you wrong in this, that your people pleasing is actually not as effective at pleasing people as if you would actually take care of yourself first. So if you take care of yourself first, you fulfill your own cup, right? And then you radiate this energy, this passion, this love. You are full, you can give. And every single person who has this cup full and who decides to help people, they have much more energy to do so. They can give a lot. But if you're drained, if you have nothing to give, if your cup is empty, you know what kind of people you're pleasing? The people who do not deserve your energy. But if you have your cup full, you inspire, you radiate this beautiful, potent energy. And you have so much to give. And I guarantee you, if you step out to the world and you have your cup full, you're gonna change so many more lives than if you are people pleasing the people who are around you. Another thing connected to your self-worth is learning how to validate yourself. You are seeking external validation because you don't value yourself. You are not able to fulfill this need on yourself right now. So you are constantly reaching out to other people to give you the reassurance that you need. But you know what? That's not sustainable. That's not sustainable because you need to validate yourself. If you don't have this within you, then you're gonna be jumping through hoops. And it's connected to the people-pleasing part. Because if you need the validation from other people, you don't actually follow what is true to yourself. You don't validate yourself by doing the things that are true to you, but you want the validation from other people. And how do you get it? By doing what they want from you. So let's say, example, to make it more clear, your parents want you to become a doctor and you want to become a psychologist, and your parents are like, psychologist, nonsense, like it's not even real science, right? And they push you to the medicine. If you would seek the external validation, if you would need the validation from them that you are enough, that you're good enough, that you're worthy of love, that you're worthy of everything, then you would go to medicine because that would make them happy. They would validate you good enough. That's the thing that you're seeking for, right? But in your soul, you feel like you want to be a psychologist. And you betray yourself because you're seeking the external validation from someone else by doing what they think is good for you. And you're betraying what your soul feels, what your soul purpose is. Self-validation involves acknowledging and accepting your strengths, achievements, positive attributes, and emotions. It's all there. It's all what we spoke about that you need to do. It's all connected like this. So you need to celebrate your wins. You need to acknowledge that your emotions matter, that you deserve to feel certain things. Why would your emotions not matter? And if you had some kind of thought like, I've never felt like my emotions matter in my family, I've never felt seen, this is exactly another thing that you can hold on to, that you can explore and you can journal about it. But the inner child meditation that I spoke about before would also help so much. It's technically like validating your emotions, the gentle parenting. If something doesn't serve you anymore, it's time to let it go. And it's also a very big part of increasing your self-worth. Because if you acknowledge that something is just not matching your vibe, it's not on the same wavelength, and it's just not quite clicking, then why keeping it in your life? Example, if you're in a relationship and you just feel like you're not aligned anymore, you kind of grew apart, it's not serving you, it's draining your energy, you just feel like you kind of at the same spot for quite some time. There is no progress, no mutual understanding anymore. It's time to let go. And that's the best thing that you will experience for your self-value, because you value yourself enough to do things that align with you and to let go of things that do not serve you anymore. A very common example is that when people grow, they grow apart from their friends. And the thing that would not be that good for your self-worth is if you would try to glue it. You feel it's not quite working, but you try very hard because you have those like memories that connect you, but you don't feel it. If you have people who make fun of you because you're working on yourself, because you're engaging in good habits, like I've heard it so many times when I was doing some kind of healthy habit and people were calling me crazy. Sometimes it's really time to let go of people who are not aligned with us anymore. Sometimes some relationships require a little bit of work, but with some people it's literally not gonna work. Because if someone is trying to undermine your effort to become a better human being, that person eliminated themselves. Because why would you surround yourself with individuals like that? And same goes for toxic family members. I know it's family, but if someone like this is treating you horribly, it's not nice to you at all, then limit or eliminate contact. Because why would you waste your valuable time being with someone, spending time with someone, speaking with someone who is absolutely not matching your energy? The more you're gonna grow, the more you're gonna value yourself, the more you're gonna love yourself, the more you're gonna treasure your energy. I cannot emphasize this enough. When you hate yourself, when you have a bad relationship with yourself, even if you like kind of like yourself, you don't prioritize saving your energy for the best things, for the healthiest things. You just kind of like give the energy to everyone who asks for it. But the more you grow, the more you realize how valuable your energy is. It's asset, and you don't want to waste your energy that you can utilize to build something, to create something, to use to keep that good habit going. Why would you waste your energy dealing with people who are not worth it? Not all people are meant to be in your life, and that leads me to another point. What if someone is not able to acknowledge your worth? You cannot show people how worthy you are, because I know for a fact a lot of times the way how we trying to show people that we are worthy, we are trying our best. We put so much effort in, we jump through hoops, we are trying to do things that would please the person. And again, people pleasing, you see everything is like connected in this video. You cannot show someone how worthy you are. And a lot of times, the moment when people realize how worthy you were, it's the moment when they feel your absence. That's why so many times when there's a relationship and you leave that guy, you break up, and he realizes like, oh my god, I messed up. She was actually brilliant, like I missed out on her. And he tries to call you or he tries to get you back, because they understand your value the moment you're out. If someone doesn't understand your value, don't try to teach them. There are gonna be people who understand your value, your worth from the beginning, who value you, who treasure you, who are happy to be in your presence. Knowing your worth can look so many different ways. For example, if a guy offers you to be friends with benefits, even though you're looking for a marriage, you just decline. No, it's not for me. You set your boundaries, you respect your emotions, your needs. You follow your heart, your soul, rather than pleasing everyone around you. You prioritize your energy, and you give your energy just to people and things that are reciprocating this beautiful energy, this positive energy. You don't interact with toxic people anymore. You don't interact with people who are trying to get you down. You don't interact with people who are not able to understand your worth unless you're jumping through hoops. You value yourself too much that you stick to those healthy habits. You stick to your vision. You have self-integrity, which means when you promise yourself something, you stick to it. That is self-worth. Acknowledging your wins, validating yourself, validating your emotions, feeling positive about your strong characters, not constantly stepping on yourself and speaking about yourself harshly. All that can be self-worth. The homework that I would give you is to really try that meditation with the inner child, with the inner parent, the gentle parenting thing, because that helped me tremendously. That was one of the things that shifted my self-worth the most. And I'm so glad that I did that. And it was actually something that kind of came like natural. I don't know if it's a concept that really like exists and has some name. If so, let me know, because I don't know. Have a nice day and see you in the next one. Bye!